Latest update on Cyclone Idai, which is weakening as it moves inland. It made landfall 16 hours ago and is still a Category 1 storm on the Saffir-Simpson scale, with winds of 75 miles an hour and a pressure of 975 millibars. The CDPS scale is still very high, with the rainfall potential more than anything else keeps it at stage 5 on the CDPS. It can still cause devastation through the whole region in Mozambique, along the border to Zimbabwe, which is the area that we're watching the most now. Here's how the storm's been looking. This is where it is at its current position. 19.3 south, 33.4 degrees east as of 5 p.m. Central African time this March the 15th. It's 6 miles from Inch Hope, 31 miles from Chimoio, 84 from Mutare in Zimbabwe, 213 from Harare and 268 from Gweru. Those are the latest distances as of 2 p.m. UTC, which is 4 p.m. local time. Tropical storm conditions are still possible in the yellow areas in the next 48 hours, and we do expect that the storm will still hold on to those storm force winds for a little while yet. Here's a look at what the GFS model is showing for the weekend outlook, and you can see vast amounts of rainfall over the region. The Mozambique-Zimbabwe border region in particular is the area that we're looking at. So that area could receive around 600 millimeters of further rain in the next 5 days, which could lead to significant flooding in the whole Mozambique, Malawi, Zimbabwe region. Not all of those areas are going to get 600 millimeters of rain, but for some regions only small amounts of rain could lead to disaster. These are the latest surface temperatures. Doesn't really have much relevance, but interesting to note how the storm has cooled the region and how much hotter it is towards the western part of Africa now, 38 degrees in some areas today. This is how the forecast is looking then, and there's not much really to say on the wind chart anymore because it's no longer expected to move back out over the water. It's going to move inland, rapidly dissipate, and there's really nothing to say about this graphic, to be honest now. No green areas, those would be tropical storm force winds. That's obviously further out. It doesn't take into account the current storm, though it is stronger than they're showing at the very beginning of that run there on the models, and it will hold on to tropical storm force winds for maybe another 36 hours. These are the chances then of tropical storm force winds. That's winds of over 65 kilometers per hour sustained, 75% still in Beira, 90% in Chimoio, 40% in Harare, the capital of Zimbabwe, and 20% still in Tete. As you can see, the model's jumping the gun with the weakening. The actual observed track, which is in black, has prolonged the storm's life a little bit longer than the models wanted it to, and that trend is going to continue, so a little bit of caution there. Wind shear remains low for whatever that's worth. Not much, to be honest, now the storm's inland. It's all dictated by the storms moving inland, which is the biggest impact to it now. HWRF still wants it to enter Zambia before dissipating completely, which would be interesting to see. This is the latest on the satellite imagery. You can see how the system has been progressing. The eye collapsed early on this morning, and now it's still trying to push, but it's really starting to decay in those latest frames. It's just about to lose hurricane intensity, and it will decay further as a tropical storm. Will still last another 12 to 24 hours as a tropical storm. Maybe a little bit longer with those tropical storm force gusts, but the main threat now, I would say, is probably going to be the massive flooding issues that we're going to get in this whole region. You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com. You can also find our YouTube channel. If you're not there already, you may well be. Good chance of that. Subscribe if you haven't. You can also find our Facebook page, search Force 13 all in text, and our Twitter handle, it's @Force13 on there. You can also help the project become even better by becoming a patron. You can see more information about all the benefits involved by visiting patreon.com/Force13. Of course, you can come into direct contact with us by messaging Fool13 on Discord at extension 9094 and Force13 on Skype, and our partners are also doing updates, Mateo e Cyclone Maurice on Facebook.